Something unexpected shook the entire NFL in the past few hours. A bold statement about Lamar Jackson caught everyone off guard. The kind of comment that makes you pause and think twice before saying anything about him. And the truth is, if people take this seriously, it could completely change how everyone sees a Ravens quarterback. Some call it an exaggeration. Some say finally someone had the guts to speak out. But this storm that started isn't going away anytime soon. What makes it even more intriguing is that this controversy comes just as Lamar is trying to carry the team on his back, reignite the season, and prove once again that he's one of the league's most dangerous players. But what was said about him is so strong, so unexpected, that you need to understand every detail to grasp the real impact. And if the entire NFL is talking about it, you definitely don't want to miss what comes next. Out of nowhere, Alex K dropped a line that stunned everyone. He claimed Lamar Jackson might be the most overrated quarterback of all time. It's the kind of statement that makes you stop and think, wait, did he really just say that? Just the way it came out was enough to put the whole NFL on high alert. And the delivery made it even more intense. K didn't hint, didn't suggest. He stated it outright, like he was revealing a hidden truth about Lamar. When someone speaks like that about such an important player, the conversation instantly shifts to a whole new level. The problem? It came at the worst possible time. Lamar had just returned, trying to get the team back on track, and the Ravens were finally showing signs of life after a disastrous start. Then comes a critique this harsh, right when things are starting to improve. It's like throwing a bucket of cold water on a team that was finally finding its rhythm, and that was only the first part of the attack. After this initial bombshell, K went even deeper, targeting the awards that define Lamar's career the most, his MVPs. And that's when the story gets even heavier. After claiming Lamar is overrated, Alex K went further. He said Lamar's 2 MVPs are almost fraudulent. That's a heavy accusation, because it doesn't just attack the player. It questions what he earned on the field through real work. And when someone questions the value of an MVP, they're questioning the very pinnacle of any athlete's career. K argues that Lamar shines in the regular season, but disappears in the playoffs. According to him, these stats make Lamar look bigger than he really is when it actually matters. Even those who disagree have to admit, this criticism has followed Lamar for years. K just poured more fuel on a fire that was already burning. The problem with this take is that it gives the impression Lamar only exists when there's no pressure. And that completely ignores the magical seasons he's had, including times when he carried the entire offense on his back. The criticism exaggerates so much that it starts to feel disconnected from reality. And it's exactly at this point that K introduces his next argument. He compares Lamar to other multi-MVP quarterbacks to support his narrative. That comparison leads directly to the next point, as it's the basis K uses to reinforce his claim. K highlighted a detail that really catches attention. Lamar Jackson is the only quarterback in NFL history with multiple MVPs and no Super Bowl. Every other multi-MVP winner has lifted at least one Lombardi, and he uses this as the main proof that Lamar supposedly doesn't deliver when it really counts. At first glance, it's a striking comparison, and that's the point. When someone presents a fact that stands out this much, it's easy to make it feel like the whole story revolves around it. But the truth is the NFL is full of different contexts, different teams, and situations entirely out of single player's control. That's where the critique loses balance. Turning this one stat into a verdict about Lamar ignores key factors. His career growth, moments when the team failed collectively, poor coaching decisions, and even crucial mistakes that cost games. You can't pin the weight of an entire career on a single number, no matter how flashy it looks. And this lack of context naturally leads to the next point. Despite the criticism, the original article makes a point to highlight that Lamar has improved in the playoffs. The Ravens have been close recently, and the narrative of failure doesn't really match what he's been doing on the field.
All right, we're already past the halfway point of this video, but before we continue, I noticed you haven't left a like yet. It's really important because it helps YouTube keep showing you my content so I can keep bringing you the best news about the Baltimore Ravens. So go ahead and hit that like button. It's free and it really helps. Thanks. Now let's get back to it.
The article reminds us that Lamar isn't the same player he was in his early years. He's improved in the playoffs, made better decisions in big games, and even pushed the team to the brink of a championship recently. It's unfair to ignore this growth just to support a narrative that he disappears in January. There's also the weight of what's happening around him. Last year, for example, that two-point conversion dropped by Mark Andrews can't be blamed on the quarterback. Likewise, poor play calls, slow adjustments, and defensive mistakes were all part of the losses. Criticism exists, but it needs to be shared fairly to reflect what actually happened on the field. And when it comes to growth, the comparison with Peyton Manning comes naturally. Manning took 8 seasons to win his first Super Bowl, and in the campaigns that led to his titles, his stats weren't great. That didn't erase his talent, because you can't sum up a career based on a single moment. The same goes for Lamar. This reflection leads straight to the final point. Despite the criticism, the playoff scrutiny, and the narrative swirling around him, Lamar still has the age, time, and talent to completely rewrite his story. Lamar Jackson is 28 in his 8th season and has already done enough to be considered Hall of Fame level. That's not an exaggeration. 2 MVPs, brilliant seasons, and a massive impact on the Ravens' offense. He's already achieved things most quarterbacks never come close to in their entire careers. And looking at the time he still has ahead, the picture changes completely. He's not at the end of the line, not close to retirement, and definitely not out of chances. He's right in a phase of his career where many quarterbacks take the leap that changes everything, including their playoff legacies. It's far too early to stamp any permanent label. The article makes it clear that even with criticism, Lamar's talent remains obvious. He does things almost no other player in the league can do. And with the Ravens rebounding this season, the offense finding rhythm, and Lamar back in command, the door for a playoff breakthrough is wider than it seems. And that's what keeps this conversation alive. Despite the critiques and comparisons, nobody knows when that big turning point will come. And if there's anyone capable of surprising everyone, it's him. At the end of the day, this bold statement about Lamar Jackson shakes everything: his career narrative, the Ravens' current momentum, and even the NFL's expectations. And even though the criticism was heavy, it's clear the story is far from over. Lamar has the age, the talent, and a team that's finally breathing again, giving him the chance to respond on the field in a way that could silence a lot of critics. Provocations like this only add fuel to a season that's already been turned upside down. Now the question is, do you think this criticism holds any weight, or is it just an attempt to knock down what Lamar has built? Whatever your answer, what comes next is going to be decisive. Because if there's a player capable of turning a season around and turning pressure into fuel, it's him. And if that turnaround happens, all the noise we're hearing now will feel like just the beginning of something much bigger.
And if you, just like me, are passionate about the world of football and want to learn more about the Ravens' legacy, don't leave this video without sharing it with that friend who is also a Baltimore Ravens fan and will love this content. See those video suggestions on your screen? The first one was handpicked just for you, and the other is a recommendation from YouTube itself.